Hello everybody. We're starting on the live Talk to Live webinar on Facebook. I'm waiting for some other people to check in. So most welcome to the webinar on Facebook. And we give it some minutes so everybody that wants to check in can check in. And already most welcome. It's exact 11 o'clock and 1 minute. Hello, hi Hero, I see you. I do it in English. I tell later why I do it in English. Hello here, Hero, you're there. Good to see you. Mr. Heine, Chris Heine there as well. And I see a lot of aviation friends signing in. The good thing about the webinar on Facebook, it's a Dutch thing because it is free. So let me adjust the camera a little bit. Here we go. Yeah. So give a few more minutes, please, and then we will start the program of 20 minutes talk. We call it the Talk of Life video. So hey Peter, Colette there. Goedemorgen Colette, fijn dat je er bent. Laten we er een mooie wereld van maken met z'n allen. Daar gaat het ook een beetje boel over in deze bizarre tijden in het universum. I will continue in English. I give one more minute for people to check in. And then we will start with the webinar. I flew last weekend to Texel Airport with my good friend Lawrence. And there was a cinema fly-in. We went with the old crow to the airport there in the island, and we flew back Sunday afternoon. And then we were in the south of Holland, and we hit bad weather. We were flying near Rotterdam, and it was terrible weather. We couldn't fly to our home airport near Breda. So we diverted to another airport in Midden-Zeeland Airport. There we had a cup of coffee and a drink, no alcohol. And after 1 hour, the weather cleared up, and we flew back to Seppe. And I talked with a lot of people. We talked with a lot of people flying the airplane in Seppe, in Texel. And it's always amazing. Why do we like to fly with these airplanes? Why do we like the things that we do in life? Why do we do that? It's the question that drives us, Neo, not the answer. It's a famous saying in the beautiful movie, The Matrix. We are starting. Good morning to everybody. Welcome on the Talk on Live video on Facebook. I will steal 20 minutes of your time, and it's on Facebook. And I do it in English because we have also international guests that will see the video now or somewhere on the recording in the future. So I'll do it in English. And the content of today, 20 minutes, we talk about the book, of course, the why and the how of the book, the purpose of the book. We talk about the progress of the book, about what's happening behind the scene. And we talk a little bit about ancient Egypt. And I will share my fascination of the ancient Egypt and what I found there to be true. I want to share that with you, and I will share one story that will not be in the book because we have more stories than a book can handle. The short version of the book. The book is called Pilot with the 5 Stripes, or in our Dutch language, Piloot met de 5 strepen. Pilot with the 5 Stripes, and that is one of the stories in the book. The book has 15 stories. And each story is a true happening, and what really happened in my life as an aviator. And it has a lot of illustrations, the book. We want to have it a high quality book for everybody 10 years and up can read it and especially see it. And we have now a team that work on it, an illustrator, graphic design. We have the editors. And with me, I and myself, to push the book forward. Why is it called Pilot with the 5 Stripes? I get that question many times. And it's for a reason. And I give you the shortest version what happened to me 14 years ago. It was given to me by a Scotch boy. We were flying in a Boeing 737 airplane from Amsterdam to Aberdeen in Scotland. And I was the captain. And as a captain, I was proud because I had 4 stripes. Before you are a captain in an airplane, you have to go to certain steps of life, learning and doing and doing. And until you are there, you are the master of the sky. That's how you feel, captain, instructor of a big airplane, flying 140 people to Scotland. It's my airplane. This is about the thing in my head, so that was there. And then I welcomed the passengers on board, and there was one boy of about 10 years old, and he came to me, and he looked very serious, and he looked at my clothing. He saw 4 stripes, and he asked to me, can I please meet the pilot with the 5 stripes? And I was, what? I am the boss. I am the captain here. There's nobody higher than me. There's nothing there. I'm in the top of the pyramid. And he was confronting me with this question. He was very serious about it. Again, he asked me, can I please meet the pilot with the 5 stripes? Now, long story short, after 2 hours, he left the airplane. He asked the same question again. I want to meet the pilot with the 5 stripes. What it did to me is that it did 2 things. Number one, he showed me the truth that there's nothing to achieve. There's always something more to achieve. You may have 4 or 3 stripes, or you may have 5 stripes. There's always something more in life, and generally in life. So don't think if you are at the top of something that it's the end of the story. There's much more to do. And another thing what happened at that time is I needed a boy of 10 years old to show me the truth of today. So that's now 14 years ago, and it's still there. And I think it's a very beautiful title, a metaphorical title. We talk about today always about contrast also. We come back to that about talking about ancient Egypt, about the contrast duality of life. Do we go deep? Yeah, sometimes we go deep. So that is the title of the book. And we have a team, and we are in the middle of the process of making the book. As I told you last time, we do parallel. We make the text, we correct the text, we make the illustrations, we get the finance, we get the printing done. It's in parallel things that we're doing. And we had a change in the composition of the team in these days. We are in transformation. Come back to that later again, about Egypt, about transformation. So we are in a transformation of the team with some people in our team. We had to say goodbye, and we are about to invite other people in our team to make the book happen. Launch date halfway November, and it's our book. I cannot do this book alone. I have the vision, I want to do it, and I need a team of professionals to do the book. And the good news is we have finished the crowdfund action for the book. Duality, make it artistically beautiful thing, and also you need to pay the euros. So we got the euros now. How much we got from the crowdfunding action? It's this amount. Yeah, 10,628 euros we collected from you guys and gals and from cultural institutes. This is what we collect. We get this money. I can tell you this is not covering the total budget, and it's quite a big part of it. So very helpful, very good that we get the money now completed almost. Yeah, well, we do have the money completed because we have another investor we found another investor that is willing to pay the rest, and we need to sell 2,000 books, and we pay the investor back. It should be beautiful, nice, and it should be a party like the book, and it has to be paid as well. Duality, always duality. Make fun and be serious. Be serious and make fun. Same thing what I tell to the children when they go to Africa somewhere. I'm at the school, I tell the same thing. You can always have a lot of fun if you know how to be serious. You can be very serious if you know how to make fun. Always 2 things at the same time. One story will not be in the book, that's called Babies on Board. Again, I tell you the short version of the Babies on Board story. We have 15 stories in the book. Why not more? Because it will be too big, it will be too expensive. 15 stories will already be 90 pages, fully illustrated. And I get already from the professional world a lot of compliments about the illustration, because our illustrator, Mr. Jan Liefering, he's busy on a daily basis to make the illustrations, fully illustrated. We can make a book with 40 stories, but then it's too thick, it will be too expensive, we will not sell it. So maybe next time we make more books. 15 stories. And one story that will not be in the book is called Baby on Board. And it happened to me. I flew in 1987 in America. I was a flight instructor at a school in Hemet, California. And a flight instructor. And I also flew with passengers. And then at a certain time, there was a family standing next to a small, like a general aviation airplane, a four-seater. And they were standing there. I saw two people and they said, well, there are three hounds. You need to fly with them. You want to fly 1 hour around. There are the people. Fly with them. And I went to them and I said, well, I only see two people. Where's number three? And he said, well, he's in the airplane already. And I looked, I couldn't see anything. And then there was on the couch in the back of the airplane, there was a baby. There was a baby of 2 months old. And I flew with grown-up people, with youngsters, no problem. But then there was a baby, and I was thinking, well, I told them, do you trust me to fly with your baby? I mean, I felt a big responsibility, and it was just another human and still a baby. And we flew for 1 hour. They said, yeah, we trust you, go flying. We just want to go flying. And why do you want to fly with the baby now? Well, I think it's a good idea. We spend some money, we go fly, see the people, see the things from the air. So we flew 1 hour with the baby, and I can tell you, it was one of the most impressive flights in my life. Because it was very simple, and I felt a big responsibility. I was flying this Cessna, and I was looking all the time, how is the baby okay? Is the baby okay? Is the baby okay? And we landed, and I had a little bit of relief that we landed, and everything was fine. And afterwards, many years later, I flew as a captain on the big Boeings all over the world. And every time I flew, I have the time to walk into the cabin. When there was a baby, I felt a bigger responsibility than for all the other grown-up people. And I told the parents many times, hey, your baby, that's always something special. Or a baby in an airplane. So that's the story of the babies on board. We are with the team busy with the logo. As I told you, we're making it parallel. So the stories are not yet ready. The illustrations are not yet ready. The logo is not yet ready. And I'm taking you inside the creative process as we speak, how a book is created. And the book is created very simple. And now we're looking how to make our logo. And with our illustrator, Jan, we are working on making the logo. Okay, here is our flyer. And here it says 5 or 5. And we want to have some sort of a symbol with 5 in it, that it is obvious, that you don't have to read things. You understand it by just seeing without reading. So that's how we make the book. This is how it goes. I'll show you. We're thinking, well, maybe we make the 5 lines here. It's 4 lines, and then this extra line is coming in here. We do it this way, or we do it this way. And we just need paper and a pen to create things. So the 5 stripes. What the 5 stripes means for me, the 5th stripe, is always do something extra in life. You always try to do something a little bit more. That's for me also the pilot with the 5 stripes. So the book is about airplanes, and the book is about life, to put it that way. And that's why we say it can be read and seen by all the youngsters. We use aviation as a tool to tell a human life story. That's all. And we're not here to make the youngsters into pilots or stewardesses. No. Enthusiasm for the aviation is a byproduct of the book, a very welcome byproduct of the book. And number one is that we want to encourage the youngsters to become who they are. That is the essence of the book. Talking about Egypt, because we have another 7-8 minutes to go. Talking about Egypt and the ancient Egyptian history and mythology. Number one comment is that it's impossible to understand the Egyptian mythology and ancient knowledge in a few words. Don't expect from me now that I can tell you the whole story, that I can convince you this version is the best. Just read it and listen to my interpretation of it. Let's start with the word Egypt. I've visited Egypt for the first time in 2006, early 2006, and I read the books about the traditional explanation of Egypt. And I was standing in front of these big pyramids with the story in my head. These were made by people that had a low culture somewhere in the past, and with only hand they made these 2 million blocks of stone, and they made it for only one person that was carried into the pyramid as a thumb, that he would, after his death, he would be there. And something in me couldn't believe that was true. And then I put myself on another, I gave myself the freedom to think free. What would it be for me? Well, number one, something inside me said, well, this is not something for death. This is something about life. And then onward, I started reading about it and doubting the traditional explanation. And I found an alternative explanation for ancient Egypt. And one thing about the ancient Egyptian tradition, what I understood, that what I do now, I give my interpretation of life, of what I see. And as many people there are, as many as interpretations there are. So don't take my truth for a dogma. If you take my truth or your truth for a dogma, you didn't understand the story of the universe. So as many peoples, as many truths there are. So I give you the puzzle. Remember the puzzle of the Sphinx, because then you start to understand a little bit about what ancient Egypt is about. So ancient Egypt, the word Egypt means the land of transmutation or transformation, the land of transmutation. It's about growing all the time, growing never ends. Pilot with the 4 stripes, pilot with the 5 stripes, maybe a 6 or a 7 or an 8. So growing, the land of Egypt was especially made to encourage everybody to grow as a human as high as you can, and there is no limit. You can maybe be the pilot with the 6 million stripes. One puzzle, because you have 2 explanations on a question, you can have 2 different answers, and this is essential to think about what the other explanation of Egypt is. 2 days ago, Fred broke his arm. I say something in English. Fred broke his arm. Well, there can be 2 explanations of that. One is that, well, he fell down and his arm broke. Another one would be saying Fred broke his arm, that he was physically breaking. He was breaking his arm. So, different explanations of the same question. The same thing is with the puzzle of the Sphinx. It's a long story. There was a puzzle of the Sphinx. The puzzle would ask people, the Sphinx would ask people a puzzle, and they had to solve the puzzle, otherwise they would be killed. Sorry, that's how the story went. So they had to say what's the answer on the puzzle. And the Sphinx said to one person, this, what is walking in the morning on 4 legs, in the afternoon on 2 legs, and in the evening on 3 legs? Which creature in the world is in the morning walking on 4, in the afternoon on 2, and in the evening on 3 legs. And then I give you the answer. You can think about it. What would it be? Maybe some of you will already know what it is, the answer to that puzzle, to that question. And the answer is this. Here we go. Yeah. In the morning, puzzle of the Sphinx, what's walking in the morning of his life, when he's young, it's a baby, walking 4 legs, 2 hands and 2 legs. In the afternoon, he's a grown up. The man walks on 2 legs, and in the evening, he's old and he walks on 3 legs. So the answer to the puzzle of the Sphinx was man, human, mankind, a man, a woman. And think about it. Okay, this is the physical explanation. There is also a non-physical explanation. What the puzzle and the answer of the Sphinx implies is that the answer to the question of life is not outside us, it's inside us. The answer to the question of the Sphinx is mankind. We inside us, we have the key to higher knowledge. It's not in an iPhone, it's not somewhere outside, it's inside us. So this is the big encouragement that is or inside the original Egyptian tradition. To connect this, and again, we can talk about it for days and days and days. I'll give you just a small example of it. And to connect it with the book, that's why the book is called The Pilot with the 5 Stripes, because it's encouraging the people to always believe that you can do more than you are today. That's why I tell the children, you don't have to become somebody, you are already somebody. Because everything you can do and walk and become is already implanted in you. And that's exactly what ancient Egyptian mythology and thinking is about. I promise you 20 minutes. So we're running into 20 minutes time that we're talking with each other. The launching, a few more things about the book. We have strong points, we have some weak points. We talk about the analytical part of the book, analytical, logical part of the book. Again, there's a non-physical part, creative, make a new logo, think about beautiful illustration, beautiful words, etc., etc. And there is also the logical part. Do we have the money? Is the timing okay? Do we have marketing? Weak point in our plan, and we talk with professionals about it, is marketing. Our marketing is not good enough because we want to have the book at a high quality book, high quality paper, high quality form, high quality illustrations. And the marketing should also be on a high quality level. So we're working on getting marketing help. The launch of the book is halfway November, and I told you last day I asked a very famous person in Holland. He's connected with aviation. I'm not saying his name. Everybody knows him. And he is willing, if he has time, he's a very busy man, he's willing, if he has time in November, to be there at the official launch time and location of the book. In aviation, we talk about timing. We talk now 20 minutes, so we need to stop this dialogue. Let me see on my list if I told you everything that I want to tell you. Yes, it's all there. What I want to share with you, the final words today, is my enthusiasm. Enthusiasm. What is enthusiasm? We think enthusiasm is like a funny jumping rabbit. Enthusiasm, like a funny dog. It's more than that. If you look at the word, it comes from the ancient Greek word, enthusiasm. Enthusiasm means inspired by the divine. Inspired by the divine. Inspired means you give life, spirit. Divine means something bigger than you. We make the book because I think the world deserves this book. It's bigger than us. The book is bigger than us. So enthusiasm means that you have help somewhere around you that is bigger than you, and you do it for a bigger purpose than you. I hear from many musicians that when they are like a guitar player or piano player, when they are in tune and are inside their game of making music, that they feel they are as 5 times as big as they normally are. A human is more than the physical part you see. So I want to share my enthusiasm for the book, and when I meet you, I want to hear and feel your enthusiasm for your magical things in life. More than 22 minutes already there. Are there any questions? I can see in the question box, I see Colette there. Hey, Ed de Bruin, my good friend Ed de Bruin. Anne, Inge, Wolfgang, grüß dich. Joachim, deutsche Gäste, ganz gut, ihr seid da. We talked more than 20 minutes with each other, and if you have no more comments or questions, we finish this talk not without thanking you for your attention, because all the people in 2018, we are very busy. We have a small time in life to do things, so I appreciate you took your time to listen to this live Talk on Live video webinar, and my tradition is to do it next week again when I can at the same time. Anyway, you can always watch it back. It will be recorded on Facebook. You can watch it and listen to it anytime you like. So I'm about to stop the video recording, and once more, I wish you a very good day, and I hope to see you one more time soon. Thank you. Bye bye. Bye bye.